Hello there, Jim McCotter here again with Christian Nations Today. The subject is Colin Kaepernick and the American flag, and the verse is 1 Peter 4:17, and this is part 2. Colin Kaepernick is not the worst person on the 49ers football team in not honoring America and not honoring our American flag. No, it's the York family who owns the team and who is paying Kaepernick to be able to publicly protest and degrade America every week. In fact, the York family is paying Kaepernick almost $20 million a year to be able to publicly protest America every week and then sit on the bench for every game. He's the second string quarterback. They say it's his constitutional right, but it's also the York family's constitutional right to fire a scumbag if they do not do what they have been hired to do. The York family, this nation, has given them great wealth. They're billionaires. So now you hire a second string quarterback to publicly denounce our nation before every game. What kind of a family is that? What sort of family are they? Is Kaepernick, is he the only second string quarterback in the nation that they can hire? Mommy Denise York and Daddy John York, they put their son, little boy Jed York, as CEO over the 49ers. And he's done a great job, hasn't he? And last year they won 5 and they lost 11. Anyhow, he's running the team into the ground as well as degrading our nation at the same time. Then there's our illustrious President Barack Obama, who can't help but always insert his support for the most public, unpatriotic figure of the day. The other day it was the Black Lives Matter group that degrade America, burn the American flag, promote killing policemen. Today it's Kaepernick. What did President Obama say about Kaepernick and his protesting? He said it's his constitutional right. He's generated more conversation about issues that we need to talk about. And Kaepernick then told President Obama he appreciated his support. Well, Mr. President, maybe Kaepernick should burn our American flag. Think about that. He'd get a lot more conversation about you, I suppose, at that point in time. And Mr. President, why do you always come out to defend those who show the most disrespect for America? The America who made you president. Maybe that America should protest against something. This is my final point. The biggest disgust is really not Kaepernick or the family, the York family, who doesn't appreciate their country and yet even allows continual protest every week, or even President Obama. None of them are the greatest protest, or I should say the greatest disgust, but rather those Americans who put the most divisive, undermining president of America into the highest office of the land. We've never had a president that undermined especially our Christian culture like Barack Obama. And who is really at fault for that? Christians. It's us Christians. We could have easily kept that from happening if we would have just all gone out and voted. That takes a few minutes and one day. So Christians, don't sit around condemning Kaepernick or unpatriotic families like the York family or a president who undermines our national Christian culture. The problem is we American Christians, we've been doing just that. We've been sitting around and then condemning. God says in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17, judgment must first begin at the household of God. God judges us Christians first for the problem in our nation, especially when it's so easily in our power to have had our nation, one nation, under God. Every Christian who does not stand up now and protest for the cause of truth, humility, and righteousness, as the Bible says, and certainly every Christian that does not vote to keep Jezebel Hillary out of the highest office in the land soon to come, is not worth their salt, and certainly they're not the salt of the earth, as Jesus said. If you don't see that Hillary is a Jezebel and don't keep her from the highest office in the land, Christian, you will be trampled underfoot by men. Jesus said that in Matthew 5:13, and I quote, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its flavor, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men." Christians are already being trampled underfoot by men all across our nation. That's already happening. So Christians, this may be your last chance to save yourself and to save our nation this November the 8th. See you tomorrow.